Hello IOD community, welcome to another DIY tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cute, adorable Christmas advent calendar that we can start using in December. As usual, you can find any of the items used today either in the description below or in the accompanying blog post. For any IOD products, visit our website ironorchiddesigns.com and click the red Where to Buy button in the top right hand corner to find your nearest in-person or online stockist. First up, we are going to go ahead and use the IOD Santa Sleigh Mould. Don't forget to spray your molds with resin release spray and pay attention to the warning label on your resin box, and please wear gloves because resin safety is very important. We are using amazing cast resin in a 1-to-1 ratio. We used a silicone measuring cup and a stir stick for ease of cleanup and measuring out our pours. If you have been watching our older videos, we used plastic cups, which was so hard to create a nice pour. It would get everywhere. So a little tip is that these flexible, bendy silicone cups are super helpful. Remember to be very thorough with your mixing. You can pour the sled, the reindeer, and make sure you pick out a favorite present to mark your current advent calendar day. If you have any extra resin, you can pour more presents for your fridge or extra goodies for your calendar. Allow it to set thoroughly, especially around the fiddly bits like the antlers and the ankles of the reindeer. The thinner part of any casting is going to be more fragile, so just be aware of that. We don't want to amputate the reindeer, and repeat this 2 more times for a total of 3 reindeer. Next, it's time to paint our castings. We wanted a fresh, timeless look, so we went with a soft white chalk paint. We used an artist brush to get all the little details and allow to dry. Remember to reach out to your local stockist so they can help you find the best paint for you to use because there are so many different kinds and brands of paint. Now we are going to add a quick coat of sealer before we do our glaze. This is because we don't want to reactivate our chalk paint and have it wipe off when we dab at our glaze. We did a thin coat of General Finishes Flat Out Flat Sealer, but again, your stockists can help you find the best sealer for you. And go ahead and let it dry. While we wait for the sealer to dry, we can go ahead and start with our chalkboard. Go ahead and get a magnetic chalkboard. 16 by 24 is what we have here. We had 2 of the typesetting IOD stamps in our workspace, so if you have more than 1 of the typesetting stamps, it does make this process a little easier, but if you don't, that's totally okay. Go ahead and take your erasable liquid chalk, also known as ELC, and your thin mount. Go ahead and pull off all the numbers that you need. We knew that we wanted our Santa to be flying across the top of the calendar, so we needed to leave enough room for him. That left us with room for 3 rows of numbers. Make sure that you work very slowly and that you're being careful with your spacing. It took Sarah and I, honestly, probably at least 15 minutes to figure out the spacing. Use the thin mount to help make sure that your rows are in a straight line, or if you have a ruler, that will help as well. Add a fresh coat of the erasable liquid chalk onto your ink pad and apply onto your stamps. A side note is that if you want your advent calendar to be permanent, instead of using chalk ink, our IOD mixing white would be a great alternative. As with any other stamping project, make sure you commit, don't shift. If you are a beginner or if you just need some tips on stamping, head to ironorchiddesigns.com and click the product drop downs and the stamping tab so that you can watch our Stamping 101. Press firmly onto each number. If you find it hard to maneuver your thin mount, remember that you can cut up your thin mount into smaller pieces to give you more control, which is what I find to be very handy. You'll see us switch to a smaller one for the numbers on the far edge. Repeat this process until you have numbers 1 through 25. If you do make a mistake and you are using the erasable liquid chalk, don't forget that you can use a damp paper towel to erase the mistake and redo it, but do keep in mind that the erasable liquid chalk does leave a little bit of a residue, so it is best to just work slowly and make sure that you know where you want to put your stamp before you actually stamp it. When Sarah had the great idea of making an advent calendar, she also pointed out the fact that some people might not have all of the room to store a large 16 by 24 board after the holidays. So she pointed out that using erasable liquid chalk would help so that it doesn't have to be just an advent calendar, and after Christmas you are free to turn it into just a year-round calendar, or you can put anything else on the board. So we wanted to make this project more conventional because it is a large board and not everyone might have the storage. Once you are done stamping your numbers and you're happy with the layout, it is on to glazing. We used a pre-made soft gray glaze, but you could absolutely make your own with chalk paint and water in a 1:3 ratio. If you don't know what glaze you can use, reach out to your local stockist so they can help you figure out what's best for you. Cover your castings entirely and wipe off the excess from your high points, leaving the gray and the impressions to pop out all of the great details, and repeat. Now it's time to apply our magnet. If you are making yours a permanent advent calendar, you can forget the magnets and just use glue on your castings. There's no need for glue with these magnets because they have a very strong adhesive. Just remove the backing and press firmly. We did 2 on each reindeer and about 4 on the sled and 1 on each present. For a little extra touch, cut a length of twine, and as you place your sleigh and reindeer, use the twine to act as the reins. Set up your present on the first day and enjoy using your new homemade, super cute Christmas advent calendar. Now your new advent calendar is finished. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this project inspired you to make something beautiful for your home that you can be proud of. Share your creations with us over in the Facebook Creative Tribe. We can't wait to see you there, and we hope to see you soon for our next tutorial.